Actually, I'm gonna. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of REALTOR Hacks, Tips, and Tricks. My name is Halle McCrory, real estate agent, soon-to-be broker in Texas. Work part-time San Angelo, part-time Dallas. And just love doing this podcast every week. Our goal is to help real estate agents find places where they can be more efficient and to share our wealth of knowledge that we have in our community of real estate and just make things easier on you guys. I'm known for I'm a two-time icon agent, and I'm known for selling 100 homes a year in a small town. And now I've got my lovely co-host. Wait, I'm going this way. Casey Stiers on here. She is the downtown guru and really all things North Carolina, but she's based in Raleigh, but can help you anywhere in North Carolina. And she's very heavy residential, commercial, very into investing herself. And it's awesome, which is super relevant for today's conversation because we have our guest Stella Han on, and she is the co-founder of an app called Fractional, which helps people to easily collaborate together to invest in real estate. And so it doesn't matter if you know people or not. It's a way to just collaborate with other people. And she's got special programs for real estate agents. And since I don't know if you guys caught this, but on our podcast with Pace Morby, he said 87%, which means only 13% of real estate agents actually invest in real estate themselves. The quote that he said was 87% of agents don't invest themselves. So Casey and I both invest ourselves. And really, I think we both have a goal just overall to help other people build wealth through real estate. And I mean, agents, we have some of the best opportunities to be the first in line to hear about good deals. So it doesn't make sense for us that so many of us are not investing ourselves. And we all have a goal. I think all three of us have a goal to help other agents get into that. So without further ado, thank you, Stella, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So excited to be here with two other awesome ladies.
Yes.
To chat more about how we can empower agents and just, the broad American population, be able to build their financial wealth through real estate investing and collaborating with other people.
Yes, love it. And just a little backstory for you guys. I actually, I didn't meet Stella, but I got to see her speak at the Inman conference last year, almost a year ago in Las Vegas. And then I saw her actually post in one of Pace Morby's Facebook groups. And so just, commented on there, like, I saw you present in Las Vegas last year, and Stella reached out and we had a conversation, and I was like, I've got to get her on the podcast. So I'm really excited. Stella, will you give us a little background about yourself and, how you got into real estate and invest? I know you invest yourself as well. So I would love to hear, a little bit on that.
Yeah, I would. We'll love to tell everyone about how I got started with all of this. So I actually grew up in California, grew up in a real estate investing family. Both of my parents, they've been flipping houses in the Bay Area for the past decade as their passion project. And I, grew up as a cheap family labor, spent a lot of my weekends underwriting properties, watching over the contractors. We call Home Depot our Disneyland, but, I certainly got to witness just, how that has helped our family, grow our wealth, grow generational wealth and all of that. So really inspired me into wanting to get into real estate investing myself. But obviously, I'm sure everybody here can relate. It is very daunting and very challenging. So even when I was just starting out, I was looking into out-of-state investing opportunities. I was reading a lot on Bigger Pockets, networking a lot on different Facebook groups, which is where we got to, reconnect. And really the thinking was like, wow, I'm learning so much, but I'm still experiencing so much paralysis analysis. Like, is this the right deal? Am I really ready to put, $100,000 into this one property? Maybe it's a hit, but maybe it's a huge miss, right?
Mhm.
So I just really felt like I was getting blocked, and just started chatting with a lot of my friends who had similar goals as me, new friends that I met through networking. And we ended up just looking at each other and we're like, well, why don't we partner up? Because then, we can split the cost when it comes to the down payment, the purchase price, but also share the responsibilities as well. I mean, we all have different superpowers that we can bring to the table. I could be someone that has a lot of grit. I call that my superpower starting out. Some of my other friends did have, unique insights into certain markets. And sometimes I partnered with agents as well that were local, and obviously they live and breathe real estate. So that ended up just being a huge game changer for me. And I was putting in an investment amount that I was comfortable with, and really got the opportunity to learn by doing.
Yeah.
So that's how I built my own real estate portfolio. I now have 150 units under my belt, many of which I
Wow.
co-own with other people. So that's been phenomenal, and just helping me get started and now helping me scale as well. And just really all of this inspired me to create my company Fractional, just because it's such a no-brainer for people, especially when they're going through, the similar phases that I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we got started with the company.
Love it. Okay, so maybe if you can you dive into Fractional a little bit more and give our audience some specifics on it?
Yeah, sure. So Fractional is essentially the place where motivated investors are able to connect, collaborate, and ultimately, co-own investment properties together. So we do a lot of education. So, helping people with, how do you do market research? A lot of that is, agent led as well when they have those unique insights. How do you do underwriting, creative financing options, all of that. And then that, in turn creates a really great ecosystem for people to be able to meet other like-minded investors, collaborate with each other. And once they are ready to form a partnership, team up, and actually invest in a deal, that's really where the infrastructure side of Fractional comes in. So we will actually set up the LLC, do the operating agreements. We can help with mortgage financing as well, business banking, bookkeeping, taxes, you name it. So essentially it's a one-stop shop experience for, people who want to team up and partner up to buy real estate together. So you don't need to hire your own lawyer, your own CPA, all of that. It's all through the single, experience on Fractional.
Wow. That's pretty insane to think about. Like, how did you guys even like did you have a vetting process for all of these other like third party um I don't know, I guess pieces to this puzzle? Like you said, the lawyers, the CPAs, like did you have a vetting process? Has this been like kind of a gradual, just adding people to the repertoire?
Yeah, so we've actually been growing our team, really meticulously. We want to have all the experts that can channel this in our internal processes. So we do work with our team of lawyers. They've been, really thoughtful in terms of implementing different structures for people to be on the same page and align with each other. That's, what ends up getting baked into the operating agreement. Our advisor is also the former senior counsel of the SEC. So, we're very on top of just following
Nice.
regulations and all of that. So ultimately, it's the power of the network, right? We want to have all the resources so that people feel empowered to team up and do a group transaction together.
Nice.
One step.
So, what are the typical, are you seeing just all different types of investing, or is there one that really works the best for this model?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our company, we don't like pick, the types of properties or who you get to work with. Like everybody is actually a true owner. So they get to pick, who they want to work with. It could be, the three of us and, two of our other friends, or just new friends that you're meeting on the Fractional community. And, they would be able to invest whatever fits best with their strategy. What we've definitely seen as, popular investment types is certainly right now, multifamily is really big just because interest rates are kind of high. People do want to cash flow. So when it's multifamily, it's a little bit easier to, hit those cap rates and those metrics people are looking for. Single family short-term rentals has also been popular for that reason as well. But a pretty diverse range. We recently started having people who want to do rental arbitrage and sub-2 deals. That's how, we got plugged into Pace's group. So, that's why I feel like the power of community is so big, because it's such a great place where everybody can build off of each other. I can, help people in markets that I'm comfortable with property types that, I have experience in. But at the same time, even for me, I'm learning as well. So I love to, count on other people and join in on their projects so that I can, learn with them and be a part of that experience too.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and I feel like this whole community aspect has really just totally blown up for a lot of different companies. Like even looking at Pace's model, I feel like a lot of it you could learn online, I'm sure, but I feel like the value of joining into his sub-2 community is being a part of that community and getting access to everybody else in there and having different conversations with people, referrals, business partner, or like potential business partners. And I'm seeing that even I was just texting with Juan Carlos Barneche. He started the Gold Bar training, and it's very much like it could have just been a training platform where you don't see anybody else inside of that community, but he really did make it so much more of a community. And now there's people trading referrals in there, trading different ideas. I love that that's how you set it up to be like that. I've been preaching this for, on my Instagram and stuff, but the collaboration over competition, I just feel like that's where we're headed now.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that is like the ultimate power of teaming up, is that, you can really divide and conquer. And, one saying that I love is, you go farther together, right?
Yeah.
I have, limited bandwidth. I have certain skills that I'm really good at. But at the same time, I want to count on other people who have their own superpowers, and, we can basically create like a 1 + 1 is greater than 2 effect, which I think is extremely powerful. And I was recently actually working with a group of fractional users. It was 7 people. They were just interested in doing short-term rentals, didn't really have a specific market in mind. So they did like a ton of homework together on all the good markets and then traded notes. Ended up deciding on like the Louisville, Kentucky market. And they had a realtor who actually joined their investment pod. And obviously, she got to do a lot of the deal sourcing. She invested herself, also made full commissions, which is, always great, right? So it was like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, where she not only got to build her agent business, but she was also able to invest in the deal herself.
Yes.
And in that pod, there was a financial analyst who was just, naturally better at Excel and the spreadsheet. So he was crunching away at the numbers. They had a designer as well. So she actually went in and painted murals for their Airbnb and made, really made their property stand out, on these listing websites. And now, they're grossing like $70K in annual income, and they got their property live right before the Kentucky Derby, which is the biggest event there.
Yeah.
And it was super, affordable as well. People put in between $5,000 to $15,000, and that was, more than enough for a group to get started with this property. So that was super awesome to witness. I'm even having a little bit of FOMO because I wasn't part of that pod. Yeah, it was awesome to see that.
Love it. It sounds like it's so fun for you too, to be able to hop in different pods and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm also trying to learn. I know some things, but I also don't know a lot of things. So I love working with other people, and we can really just feed off of each other and learn together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the information is never lacking and never stops growing in real estate. There's always something new going on, it feels like. So
yes.
Okay, so with the platform, I think you told me minimum to invest is 5,000.
Yeah.
What other stipulations, or can you tell us a little bit more about entry?
Yeah, that's honestly the only requirement. And, mostly it's because we feel like that's a good amount where people still have, some skin in the game and they feel like they're a real owner. They can be
Yeah.
involved in the decisions, vote, have a say, actually feel like they're a part of something. That's really important for us and for everybody that's on the same team together. But other than that, because we're helping people form joint ventures, everyone is very active. We don't get into restrictions where you need to be like an accredited investor. That happens a lot when, people are looking at like funds or REITs or things like that. So that really opens the doors for a lot of people. The ultimate thing is, bringing more inclusion and making real estate ownership and investing more accessible. So that's, what Fractional is about.
So do you have like profiles where people can kind of look to see if you might be someone they're like willing to trust to do this with? Like, I'm sure there's some sort of that aspect too. Like what did you guys do with the app to combat that, I guess?
Yeah, so everybody can make their own profile. It's kind of like a LinkedIn, but for real estate investing. So you can see what markets people are into. Maybe their track record already if they have some experience. If you're new, that's totally okay. A lot of folks do want to mentor other investors in the communities as well. And the community is another big part of it. We have many different communities. Some of them are based on markets, so it could be like Dallas investors in real estate, for example. Some are based off of, professions. Like we have tech professionals in real estate, healthcare professionals in real estate, agents in real estate, right?
Yeah.
And some are even based off of like, cultural values. So I'm a part of a group that's called like Asians in real estate. It's definitely, just part of our culture. So I was actually just at a Asians in real estate conference this past weekend. So
Awesome.
just lots of really great ways where there's already like a fundamental layer where you have something in common with someone else. So you can join those communities, find other people, and it's very collaborative. Like even when people are looking at deals, they will want to host a Zoom call and everybody will jump in and like underwrite that property together and they'll discuss things and just bounce off of each other. So even from those conversations, you can understand better, who are the people in Fractional? What are they looking for? What are their thought processes? And from that, you can, learn, okay, well, I met Casey. She thinks this way, and I feel really similarly. I'm going to reach out to Casey and see, maybe we can do a deal together or something like that. So
it's great networking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great networking.
So I guess tell us where agents fit into this model.
Yeah, so lots of different ways where agents fit in. Certainly just as an agent, that is incredibly important for us. All of our users, they want to work with agents to do their transaction.
Yeah.
So I think that all, feeds really nicely into each other where, Fractional, we don't, take away any of our partner agents' commissions or anything like that. They're able to make full commissions, and for certain agents in our preferred network, they're actually able to get some bonuses as well. So that's always great just for agents, to serve our network. But at the same time, we also see agents as investors too, right? Which is, I really just agreed with that point that you brought up. It's, you guys are in the game, and obviously, real estate investing is really important, and agents want to build their own wealth in something that they know so well, right? So we want to give agents the opportunity to do that, and the education is really important for agents to see real estate not just as a primary residence and experience for people to live in, but also as an asset as well. And with that education, hopefully it empowers agents to invest themselves, but then also be able to serve investor clients better as well. And then, make commissions from that too. So definitely twofold, and, really trying to unlock these win-win situations for our agents.
Yes. Love it. Okay. So if you're an agent in a pod with other people, you can be like the representation for the group. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times, like, people really value that. A lot of times people in these pods, they might not come out of, Texas, right? But if you're in the group, they would, love to have your insights on, what are the good neighborhoods in Texas, right? Where is their potential? Maybe there's certain state laws that they need to be aware of, regulations, things like that. So you really get the opportunity to even like build your brand as the person that has the unique insights, is the local expert. And that is really the power of the community, is that you really become, kind of like the center of knowledge, and that's a natural flywheel, right? So now after doing that, more and more people are going to join the community. They're going to want to invest in that market, and they're going to want to work with somebody who, has experience working with investors, is, that expert. So it only just, grows from there.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Casey, did you have any questions? I didn't want to.
Not yet.
So I know, Stella, you and I talked about the cohorts. Is that something that we can talk about on here?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I personally started with a couple of other teammates at Fractional. We started a cohort this year called Elevate. And really the goal here is, every quarter we work with, around 30 to 50 individuals that are all really motivated to invest in real estate within 90 days. So everybody here is, super committed. They're no longer in the I'm observing on the sidelines phase, but I'm ready to do something now. So, agents are always welcome. We've had a lot of agents find success, even in that, Louisville example that I gave earlier. But a lot of it is around networking and education. So every week, we cover a topic, whether it's market research or underwriting a property, creative financing, deal structure, all of that. And then also we have Monday deal dives where, if you have a project you're interested in, you will bring it on, the whole team, the whole cohort will be just on a Zoom together, and we'll be looking at the numbers, pulling comps. Everybody will be asking questions, discussing together. And it's really exciting because sometimes that deal looks really good and people will just, form a pod from that and try to make an offer on that property. And, in the worst case where it doesn't look as good as people thought, that was still really good practice to, jump on and, underwrite and crunch the numbers together. I feel like you can never practice enough when it comes to underwriting, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we do with Elevate. It's really about putting all the right people in, the right place at the right time, and, getting them to really collaborate together. So we're actually on our third quarter now, given that it's the summer. So we had, our winter cohort, our spring cohort. Now we're in the summer, and it's just been awesome. Like even the alumni from the previous two groups, they're still really active. They're really excited to meet new people coming in, and they're still coming in and bringing new deals and, trying to form new groups together. So that's something that I'm personally involved in because I'm ready to get into some deals as well this summer.
Yes. Okay. So that's like if you're ready and on it.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm on the website and I'm going to download. So can you go into the community without a commitment just to look around?
Yeah, you can. So it's absolutely free to sign up, make an account on Fractional.
Okay.
We have 3 public communities as well where like anybody can join.
Okay.
So we have like a single family long-term community, a single family short-term community, and a multifamily community. Just those are the 3 kind of more popular investment thesis that we just want to, open the doors for everyone. And then some other communities are private, but you can still request to join. Sometimes the admins might want to, just have a quick 15, 30-minute conversation with you just to understand you better as an investor, right? Like they want to know what your experience is, what your goals are, how they can help so that they can also, plug you with the right people in their community and the right opportunities as well.
So but people like helping you.
Yeah, exactly.
So interesting. So how else can agents get plugged in with Fractional? Are there any other like avenues that you can think of?
Those are the two main angles. We're, live in all 50 states. So we're always, looking for more representation. We're looking for more knowledge and more experts.
Yeah.
So, we would, love to talk to more agents, whether they want to invest or, they want to learn how to invest, or they already, serve investor clients today and they're ready to, take on more group buyers from our community. We're always, super welcoming of all of that.
Yeah. Where are you seeing like your most popular areas right now? What website? Hold on. Fractional.app, right?
Yeah, fractional.app. And then we have an agents page as well. It's fractional.app/agents.
Fractional.app/agents. Okay.
Yeah. And then for people that want to know about the cohort program, it's fractional.app/elevate.
Okay. Awesome. I just put that in the chat.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it's just and I feel like with access to our MLS and us just already branding ourselves as like the go-to real estate advisors in our communities, we often hear about deals before other people do. So this is something where I think that at least for me, I could come in and it's like say, hey, there's a really good deal going on here. Like, would anybody want to just take a look at it with me? Because sometimes it is easy to doubt yourself. Like there's so many moving parts to real estate and
Yes.
so many different areas where things can, well, one, things are gray, or two, like, at least especially with construction, let's say, like what you think your number is going to be is not always the number that ends up in the long run. So it's just, I don't know. It's also like a confidence thing. I feel like this can help people become, even if they're like already in investing, this can help you make yourself more confident doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually was just talking to one of our partner agents, and he was expressing that, fractional has been really game changing, even in today's like interest rate markets, for him to get his clients to do more deals together.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you might land in a really good deal, but that 8 to 9% interest rate isn't, going to help with the cash flow. But, a good deal is always a good deal because you can refinance that project later. So he actually, felt really strongly about it. His client felt really good about it. And they were like, let's get this thing down all cash. And that agent actually reached out to a couple of other clients in his network, some of his own friends. They all felt really good about the deal, and they ended up pooling, a couple $1 million together just over the weekend. And they bought this, multifamily project just all cash. And, that's, really possible with the power of many. And now, they have this great cash flowing property going on, and they're going to hold on to it for the long term, refinance it, do a cash out refi once, it's appreciated in value and the market has stabilized a bit. So I think people can get really creative with it, and, it'll help grow the commission business and also your own portfolio as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and even so, like a lot of times when I'm investing in properties, I'll waive my commission and say, take it off the sales price. So that's even where agents.
Same. That's what we do with a lot of ours.
So it even could be beneficial, like for the whole group too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Yeah.
Just if you're tight on numbers or something too. So,
multiple offers.
Yeah, multiple offers for sure. For sure.
I've done it too, just to prevent people when that was for sale by owners, to keep them from going to the market with it. If they meet with me first, I'm like, well, we're interested. I can do it without a commission, and it'll save you like around 5 to 6%. So
I love that.
So if people, does your investment have to be cash? Like, or I mean, not cash, but like, so in our group of, I guess, EXP agents that we talk about investing with, a big conversation lately has been putting or like having a self-directed IRA and pulling out of that for, your investment. You can even do your earnest money with it. How does that work? Or if someone wants to pull like from their 401k, are you able to do that with Fractional?
Yeah, so it doesn't need to be all cash. We've had people invest out of their SDIRA, as long as they, follow the rules around that. But even just outside of that, people can be creative with financing as well. And that's actually something that we help with. is, helping people structure getting a mortgage in a group investment. So we actually have lenders that have created special lending programs for our customers where they're able to get a non-recourse loan for a group purchase, which is actually very, very hard to come by on the market. So for those people that don't know what non-recourse loans are, that's when, nobody has to be the personal guarantor on the loan. And that's a huge, game changer when it comes to group investing, because usually somebody has to be the personal guarantor. They might only own, 20-25% of the property, but the moment you're the personal guarantor, you're 100% liable for the debt. So, we have ways to extend non-recourse debt for folks that still want to get a recourse debt for, maybe a better loan to value ratio or just better interest rates. That's something that our legal team is able to facilitate in terms of, potentially rewarding that person that is taking on the risk with, a little bit more equity, for example. So we can help our group navigate those kinds of discussions and really, help everybody get on the same page where, people get rewarded for taking on extra risk or doing more work for, other people on their team.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Do you guys do any like affiliate programs where you could get some sort of, I don't even know how it would work, but for like bringing people into the community, some sort of reward, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, we have basically kind of like referral bonuses for our users that bring on, more of their friends, people in their network to the community as well. So that's always welcome. The more people in the community, the faster we grow, and the faster we can build off of each other. So we always have that. We love agents that bring in their network, whether it's their clients, even lending officers that they work with, title, people on escrow, all of that. So it really just builds with one person bring their network, and that other people in the network bring theirs as well, and just an ever-growing community essentially.
Yeah, it's crazy how I feel like how much this could benefit agents, like not only from the networking and investing themselves, but just like education for themselves, and like I said, confidence with dealing with transactions themselves, but also like helping their investor clients as well. It's like, hey, I have actually got experience investing myself. I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to be that, like, that could be the differentiator between, them working with someone who's their sibling or like a good friend or something, but doesn't have that experience per se. So
that makes a lot of my investors feel good when I let them know, especially if they haven't worked with me before, and I tell them, hey, look, I do this personally. I'm not going to lead you down a path that I wouldn't take, or I wouldn't look into investing myself.
Right.
Yeah, I 100% resonate with that. Like when I first started out investing, it was like game changing to work with an agent that, invested themselves as well, because they know like what it takes, right? Like looking at real estate as an asset, as an investment vehicle is completely different than as a primary residence. So that was super helpful for me. And I just feel like, it's not enough just like, reading the books or doing research online. Like the experience you get from doing is totally different. I would say it's really game changing. So I really think Fractional provides an easier way to learn by doing, where, you're not putting hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line to get that experience. It's a lot easier. Plus, I actually think a much more rewarding experience when you can lean on other people and do things together.
Yeah. Love it. So I guess I just have one more question, unless I think of something else. But so like, let's say we put in, and like we're saying we're putting in 5,000 for a certain investment. Are there extra fees for like all of the, like for everything being in-house? Like is there like a pricing structure like that? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So we charge an upfront fee and then also an annual recurring fee.
Okay.
So for the upfront fee, it's for us, setting up the LLC, the operating agreements, business banking, mortgage financing, especially if it's non-recourse. So generally, the fees are between 1.5% to 3.5% of the property's purchase price, just depending on, if we're offering that non-recourse loan, just because that is, liability that our company is essentially taking on behalf of the co-owner. So that usually, will make the pricing be on the higher end of the range. But if it's just, the legal services and, setting up, that's going to be on the lower end. And then on a recurring basis, we're doing, bookkeeping, tax filings, income distributions, all of that. You don't have to hire like your own CPA or your bookkeeper. So that's a recurring annual fee between $1,300 to $5,000, just depending on how many units is in your portfolio. That obviously, impacts our work as a company as well. But generally, I think pricing is super competitive compared to, if you did this yourself. Like you would have to, obviously pay for a lawyer, pay for an admin, CPA, bookkeeper, all of that. So we want to keep things really competitive, but also, provide a much more convenient experience. Like, instead of having to find different third-party services to do, different things, and take care of it all in one platform.
It's the time value too of having to go through all those people and even, taking the time to meet with all these people only to find out they don't know how to deal with this type of setup.
Right, exactly. This is our bread and butter. We only work with, group investors.
Yes. Love it. Well, I don't have any other questions, Casey. Do you?
I can't think of anything. I'm kind of looking at the website and playing with
I
that.
know. It's fun to look at. Yes. Well, I guess if any of our viewers want to one, ask Stella any questions, or well, I guess we'll start with that. So we've got her email rolling at the bottom of this marquee, stella@fractional.app. And then also, if you guys have any ideas on investing, we've got a Facebook group, Realtor Hacks, Tips and Tricks. You're welcome to join it and pop in there and see if anybody within our community would like to, do something together on this. I know I'm open to it and would love to do that with some of our audience, since I'd like to think that if you're listening to this, you've got somewhat like-mindedness to me. And Casey, it would be fun to do something together too.
Yes.
So maybe we could have a little Realtor Hacks, Tips and Tricks podcast.
I would love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Or even just like I don't know, women's one, since we're all women. I don't know, just thinking of different ideas, but I've got the wheels turning. So
yeah, you both are in really great investment markets. So I would certainly want to lean in and take advantage of that too. So
yes,
count me in. There's others that are interested. Definitely reach out to me. Like I would even just love to just hear what everybody's investing experiences, what their goals are, and just see how I can help. And I'm sure, Casey and Halle are able to provide a lot of value in that sense as well. So, yeah, we're excited for this.
Yes. I'm happy to, I don't know, get other people interested in investing. I think another, just going off the same conversation we opened with, real estate. It's something, if you don't plan for your retirement, just even being self-employed, I should say, you're going to be working hard the rest of your life. And, some people, I feel like for me, I'm just a busybody. I probably will be doing that anyways, but I want the freedom to be able to choose that. And so I'm trying to build my retirement now. And that's something that I stand by. It's one of my core pillars. And that's why I like helping people in the first place and helping them to do the same thing. So this is really in line with my values. And I know for Casey's too. So yeah, I think all three of us are just happy to help anybody that wants to get their toes in. And I know Casey and I are very interested in Fractional ourselves too, and are going to be looking at the website. And I'm personally really interested in doing the fall cohort as well. So
yes, we'll definitely do that together. And then, to your point, I feel like you really just need one, and it just snowballs from there, right? Like you start making cash flow from one, you can use that cash flow to then get into another one, and once you're ready to exit, you can 1031 exchange into even more property. So you just got to start somewhere, and it's just going to go from that.
Yeah. And I feel like this is the perfect way to do it. There's all these different ideas and education to help guide you. And like you said, one-stop shop. So love it. Well, thank you, Stella, for hopping on and talking about fractional with us and your awesome experience. You're just a wealth of knowledge and ray of sunshine too. I love your smile. So
thank you, ladies, for having me. This was awesome.
yes. And we'll be on again next week. And yeah, y'all have a good rest of your week. And again, reach out with any questions and hopefully we can all get investing together.
I love that.
Happy August, everybody.
Happy August. Yes, tomorrow. Crazy. Yeah. Casey's birthday month.
And our 1-year anniversary.
Yes, our 1-year anniversary of the podcast is coming up too. Also. Yes. So. Okay, well, everybody have a great week.
We'll
see you next week.
That sounds great. So
thank
you, Stella.